We all know the cost of living in the UK, especially food and prices in supermarkets, has gone, insane. And I was in a supermarket last night. Now, I just want you to listen to this video if you're trying to save money. Now, I saw this bar at Cadbury's Dairy Milk, £6.25 for a large bar. Absolutely extortionate. Can't justify paying that. Next, I saw this jar of Nescafe Gold Blend at £9.20. Now, who has ever paid nearly £10 for a jar of coffee? I'm sorry, but that is absolutely extortionate. But then I saw this. Supermarket do their own break for £2.69. Same packaging almost, just a different name. Now, I know a lot of people like branded products and they do sometimes taste better, but if you are really struggling, I can't advise you enough to not buy the really expensive stuff, okay? Because the more you keep buying it, the more these companies are going to think people are willing to pay it, and they will keep the prices there or rising. They will not reduce them if they know there's a market for it. Now, I love Haagen-Dazs ice cream, Ben and Jerry's, but as we know, very expensive, so I don't buy it anymore. If I do, I'll wait till it's on offer, or I'll get a cheaper brand. Now, this one here, I've actually tried this coffee here, the Gold Roast. It tastes fine. There is nothing wrong with it. If you bought this instead of the Nescafe, you'd be saving yourself around £7. That £7, obviously quite a lot of money, could go towards another bill and paying something else. But guys, I know it's tempting, when you work hard and, you go shopping, you want to, and rightly so, you should be able to treat yourself now and again. You should be able to afford the things you want. And I'm not saying that at all, but the thing is, if you are struggling, if they're going to keep jacking these prices up and, robbing the working class people blind, you have to make a stand and you have to not buy it, because the more you keep subsidising it, the more they will keep take. Classic example of this, one of my favourite bands toured the UK this year. I hadn't seen them in years. They were playing a stadium in London. Tickets were nearly £300. Now, I love the band, but I didn't go because I couldn't justify spending £300 on a concert ticket when, 6 years ago, it was about £80. I personally, I had the money, I could have gone, but I chose not to, because to me, it wasn't worth it. Now, the tour sold out, a lot of people did pay it, but I know a lot of people are going to be struggling now, paying that off on their credit card for the next 6 months. A lot of people probably had to make sacrifices and, other changes in their life to be able to afford those tickets. Now, if people want to do it, that's absolutely fine. But you've got to think what's important and, how much you're willing to sacrifice to have the odd luxury now and again. So guys, if you are struggling, please look at cheaper options. Now, I know some people, if you don't live near an Aldi or Lidl's, some of the higher brand supermarkets may be your only option. If you're disabled or you don't own a car, you might physically not be able to get to one, and I fully respect that, and that's fine. If you really have to buy it, then fair enough. But guys, if you can, please look at the cheaper stores or buying the supermarket own brands, because you will save so much money and it will really take the pressure off the cost of living that you're experiencing now.